Life is a battlefield of challenges, a journey of constant twists, turns, and tests. To rise above the noise, to become unstoppable, you must build yourself from the inside out. This is not about luck or talent. It's about mastering the rules that define the mindset of champions. Becoming unstoppable is not a matter of waiting for motivation to strike. It's about choosing discipline when comfort calls, standing firm when the world tries to push you down, and keeping your vision alive when others doubt you. Self-discipline is the invisible backbone behind every great achievement, the silent force that transforms dreams into reality. Running through the park, it is the art of doing what needs to be done, especially when you don't feel like doing it. Most people wait for motivation to strike before they act, but those who become unstoppable know a life-changing truth. Motivation is fleeting, discipline endures. Self-discipline is waking up at 5 a.m. when your body craves more sleep because you know your goals won't build themselves. It's choosing the discomfort of growth over the ease of excuses. It's pushing through fatigue to complete your workout at your desk until your work is done, and saying no to distractions that promise short-term pleasure but steal long-term progress. When you are self-disciplined, you take full ownership of your life. You stop blaming circumstances, people, or luck. You become the driver, not the passenger. Discipline forces you to build systems and routines that shape your future. Instead of relying on how you feel in the moment, you rely on your commitment to the bigger picture. And this is crucial. Self-discipline doesn't mean living without joy. It means delaying gratification to earn the kind of joy that lasts. While others are chasing instant rewards, you're building lasting success. You're choosing the pain of discipline now to avoid the pain of regret later. It's also about consistency. Anyone can be focused for a day. Discipline is what keeps you moving for weeks, months, even years. It turns small daily actions into unstoppable momentum. You may not always be the most talented, the smartest, or the fastest. But if you are the most disciplined, you will eventually outlast and outperform everyone else. When temptation whispers that it's okay to quit, self-discipline roars louder that your future depends on what you do today. It becomes your shield when distractions attack, your anchor when chaos hits, and your sword when doubt tries to cut you down. The truth is simple. Discipline will carry you through when motivation disappears. If you master self-discipline, every goal becomes possible, every dream becomes reachable, and nothing can stop your rise. Relentless growth is the mindset of champions. The belief that no matter how much you know, how skilled you are, or how successful you've become, there is always another level to reach. Those who become truly unstoppable never stop evolving. They see life as a never-ending classroom. Every experience, every setback, every victory becomes a lesson that pushes them forward. Growth is not a destination, it is a continuous journey. Most people settle once they reach a certain level of comfort. They stop learning, stop stretching, stop challenging themselves. That is where stagnation begins. But the unstoppable ones understand that comfort is the silent killer of greatness. They reject complacency like poison, knowing that the moment they stop growing, they start declining. Relentless growth requires hunger, the kind of hunger that keeps you awake at night thinking of how to become better tomorrow than you were today. It's the habit of reading when others are watching TV, seeking mentorship when others are chasing entertainment, practicing your craft while others are sleeping. It is a burning commitment to sharpening your mind, expanding your skills, upgrading your character every single day. To grow relentlessly, you must develop the courage to step outside your comfort zone repeatedly. Growth lives in the uncomfortable places. The moments where fear tries to stop you and doubt tries to shrink you. It's in taking the risk to start a new venture, speaking up when your voice trembles, embracing challenges that seem beyond your ability. Each leap into the unknown stretches your limits and builds new strength you never knew you had. Relentless growth also means embracing feedback and failure as fuel. The unstoppable do not fear criticism, they seek it. They understand that feedback is not rejection, it's redirection. And when they fail, they do not see it as defeat, but as data. Every failure becomes a stepping stone. Every mistake becomes a map that guides them closer to mastery. Another powerful aspect of relentless growth is self-awareness. You must constantly reflect on who you are becoming, not just what you are achieving. Growth is not just about accumulating knowledge or external success. It's about becoming wiser, stronger, and more disciplined in mind and spirit. It's about emotional growth, resilience, and building the inner strength to handle greater challenges as your life expands. Perhaps most importantly, relentless growth requires patience and consistency. Real growth is rarely quick or glamorous. It's often slow, quiet, unseen. It's the daily repetition of small habits, the hours spent in practice, the sacrifices no one applauds. But over time, steady commitment compounds, and the person who refuses to stop growing becomes impossible to catch. When you live with a relentless drive to grow, you outlast your competition, you outperform your past self, and you become someone no obstacle can hold down. Growth makes you adaptable, powerful, and unstoppable. The world cannot defeat someone who is constantly becoming better. Fearless action is the heartbeat of unstoppable people. It is the bold decision to move forward, even when fear screams at you to stay still. Every dream, every ambition, every vision you carry inside your heart will remain nothing more than an idea unless you dare to take action. Running through the park. Action is what separates the dreamers from the doers, the talkers from the achievers, and the average from the extraordinary. Most people wait for confidence before they act. They want certainty, perfect conditions, and a clear path before they begin. But those who become unstoppable understand something powerful. Confidence is not the starting point. It is the result of action. You don't wait to feel ready. You become ready by moving. Action creates momentum, and momentum creates courage. Fearless action does not mean the absence of fear. It means moving forward despite it. Fear is a natural response to the unknown, but unstoppable individuals have trained their minds to see fear as a sign of growth, not a signal to retreat. They feel the fear and move anyway, knowing that on the other side of fear lies the life they are meant to live. Every time they take a step into the unknown, they expand their limits and shrink their fears. Fearless action is also about refusing to be paralyzed by overthinking. Overthinking is where dreams go to die. The longer you sit analyzing and doubting, the heavier fear becomes. But when you take bold, decisive action, you break fear's grip instantly. Each step forward silences the inner critic and strengthens the voice of courage within you. Clarity is not something you wait for, it is something you earn through movement. This kind of action requires risk-taking. The unstoppable are willing to fail publicly, to stumble, to make mistakes, because they understand that failure is not fatal, but inaction is. Every action brings either success or a valuable lesson, and even when they fall forward, using each failure as fuel to rise higher. They see setbacks not as proof they can't succeed, but as proof they are trying, learning, and growing stronger. Fearless action also demands urgency. Unstoppable people do not procrastinate on their dreams. They treat their goals as if their life depends on them, because in many ways, it does. Know that time is the one resource they can never get back, so they refuse to waste it waiting for the perfect moment. They create their own moments by acting now. And fearless action inspires others. When people see you moving boldly despite uncertainty, they feel empowered to do the same. your courage becomes contagious, and your actions ignite action in those around you. The world changes not because of ideas alone, because of the brave souls who dare to act on them. Ultimately, fearless action is about trusting yourself. Trusting that even if things don't go perfectly, you have the strength to adapt, learn, and rise again. Running through the park, it's about betting on yourself when no one else will, showing up when it's uncomfortable, and proving through your actions that you are not here to play small. You are here to conquer. When you master fearless action, you become unstoppable. Fear will still whisper, but it will never control you again, because your actions will speak louder than your doubts. Ruthless focus is the razor-sharp weapon of the unstoppable. It is the art of channeling your mental energy, time, effort into what truly matters, and cutting away everything else. In a world overflowing with distractions, focus is no longer optional. It is the ultimate competitive advantage. The difference between ordinary lives and legendary lives is often nothing more than the power of sustained, undiluted focus. Most people fail not because they lack talent or ambition, but because they scatter their attention across too many things. They start projects and never finish them. They chase opportunities without evaluating if they align with their purpose. Get pulled in 10 different directions by social media, gossip, noise, and other people's priorities. The result, they stay busy but never move forward. Busyness is not progress. Focus is. Unstoppable people understand this deeply. Build their lives around ruthless focus. Every day, they ask themselves, what is the one thing that truly matters today? What single action will move me closer to my vision? And then they pour their energy into that one thing with unshakable commitment. Cut distractions without apology because they know their destiny depends on it. Ruthless focus requires saying no more often than yes. It means refusing to be available for everything, running through the park, because if you are available for everything, you become effective at nothing. The unstoppable are not afraid to disappoint others in order to remain loyal to their purpose. They set boundaries, guard their time, protect their mental space like it's sacred, because it is. Every no to distraction is a louder yes to their dreams. Focus also demands clarity. You cannot focus on what you have not clearly defined. Unstoppable people are crystal clear about their priorities, know their long-term goals, their short-term targets, and the exact steps needed to bridge the gap. This clarity acts like a compass, guiding every decision and keeping them on track when temptation tries to pull them off course. And here's something powerful. Focus multiplies results. When you spread your energy across 10 things, you make tiny progress in each. When you pour that same energy into one crucial task, you achieve breakthroughs. Focus creates depth, depth creates mastery, and mastery creates unstoppable momentum. This is why the most successful people often seem obsessed with one thing. They know that excellence requires concentrated effort. Ruthless focus also means eliminating mental clutter. The unstoppable silence, negative self-talk, quiet external noise, and create environments that support deep work. They schedule distraction-free time blocks, turn off notifications, and structure their days for maximum productivity. While others are pulled in every direction, they enter a state of flow, where time disappears, creativity ignites, and powerful work gets done. But perhaps the greatest secret about focus is consistency. Focus is not a one-time decision, it's a daily discipline. It's choosing again and again to return to your path when your mind wanders. Running through the park, it's training your brain to prioritize your mission over momentary pleasures. It's waking up every day and recommitting to what matters most, even when it's hard, even when no one's watching, even when the results are still invisible. In the end, ruthless focus is about living with intention. It's about refusing to live life on autopilot. It's about aligning your energy with your purpose and cutting away everything that weakens your momentum. When you master ruthless focus, you move faster than the competition, you produce at a level others can't match, and you achieve goals that once seemed impossible. While the distracted world drowns in noise, you will rise in silence, sharp, clear, and unstoppable. Because when your focus becomes ruthless, your results become legendary. A resilient mindset is the unbreakable armor of the unstoppable. It is the ability to rise every time life tries to knock you down, to bend without breaking, and to keep pushing forward when the world seems determined to hold you back. Resilience is not just surviving hardship, it's using hardship as fuel to grow stronger, sharper, and more determined than ever before. Life will test you. It will hit you with setbacks, failures, betrayals, rejections, and disappointments you never saw coming. Most people crumble under this weight. They give up when the path gets steep, they lose faith when their plans collapse, and they let one bad chapter convince them the story is over. But those who become unstoppable think differently. They expect adversity. They prepare for it. And when it comes, they face it with the mindset of a warrior. A resilient mindset begins with perspective. Unstoppable people refuse to see challenges as permanent roadblocks. They see them as temporary detours. They don't think, this is the end. They think, this is just part of the process. They understand that pain is not punishment, it is preparation. Every setback is shaping their character, strengthening their endurance, and equipping them for bigger victories ahead. Resilience also demands emotional control. When things go wrong, most people panic, complain, or spiral into negativity. But resilient individuals stay composed under pressure. They manage their emotions instead of letting their emotions manage them. They breathe through the chaos, think calmly, and respond with strength instead of reacting with fear. This emotional stability gives them an advantage when others are falling apart. Another powerful trait of resilience is adaptability. Unstoppable know that rigidity breaks under pressure, but flexibility survives. They pivot when plans fail. They find another door when one slams shut. They adjust their strategy while keeping their vision intact. This ability to adapt turns what could have been the end of their journey into the start of a stronger comeback. A resilient mindset also means refusing to take failure personally. Most people let failure define them. They think failing means they are failures. Resilient people see failure as feedback, not identity. They extract the lesson, discard the pain, and rise again with new wisdom. They are not crushed by mistakes. They are carved by them into stronger versions of themselves. And perhaps most importantly, resilience requires hope, an unshakable belief that no matter how dark things get, better days are ahead. This hope becomes their anchor when the storm hits. It gives them the strength to endure, the courage to keep walking when the road is lonely, running through the park, and the faith to keep building even when the results aren't visible yet. Hope turns survival into strength and struggle into transformation. Resilience is not about being fearless or unhurt. It's about refusing to stay down when you get hurt. It's about falling 10 times and standing up 11. It's about carrying your scars as proof of your strength, not symbols of your defeat. Every obstacle you overcome makes you harder to stop, harder to break, and harder to doubt. When you develop a resilient mindset, you become immune to failure and rejection. You stop fearing the storms because you know you are the storm. Life can throw its hardest punches, but they will only make you stronger. And while others give up, you will keep rising. Because your resilience will make you unstoppable. Your environment is the invisible force that shapes your destiny. It silently influences your thoughts, your habits, your energy, and even your belief in what's possible. The unstoppable understand a profound truth. You cannot rise to greatness while being chained to environments that drain you. To become unstoppable, you must build an empowering environment, one that fuels your ambition, elevates your mindset, and pushes you to become more than you were yesterday. Most people underestimate the power of their surroundings. They think success depends only on their willpower and personal effort, but even the strongest will can be broken if it lives in a toxic space. Negative energy spreads like wildfire. It seeps into your thoughts, dulls your motivation, and erodes your self-belief. If you spend your time around people who doubt you, criticize you, or settle for mediocrity, their mindset becomes your ceiling. Slowly, you begin to shrink to fit their comfort zones. Unstoppable individuals guard their environment as fiercely as their goals. They are selective about the people they allow close to their hearts and minds. They surround themselves with dreamers, doers, and believers, people who inspire them to think bigger, act bolder, and aim higher. They understand that energy is contagious, and they choose to catch only the kind that fuels growth. An empowering environment challenges you. It doesn't let you stay small. The people in it will call you out when you're slipping, push you when you hesitate, and celebrate you when you rise. They hold you accountable to your highest potential, not your current comfort. Being around people who are striving for greatness forces you to elevate your own standards. You begin to expect more from yourself simply because they expect more from you. And this isn't just about people, it's also about your physical space. Unstoppable people design environments that support their goals. They declutter their spaces to clear their minds. They create work areas that spark creativity, homes that breathe peace, and routines that reduce distractions. Running through the park, they remove temptations from their environment because they know discipline is easier when your surroundings are aligned with your goals. Knowledge and media are also part of your environment. What you consume daily either empowers you or limits you. The unstoppable are intentional about what they feed their minds. They consume content that educates, motivates, and inspires. Turn down the noise of gossip, negativity, and endless scrolling, and turn up the voices that speak growth, vision, and power. Building an empowering environment often requires courage because it means letting go of relationships, habits, and places that no longer serve you. It means walking away from comfort zones disguised as friendships. It means saying goodbye to circles that keep you small so you can step into spaces that demand your greatness. This can be painful. It is necessary. You cannot fly if you are tied to anchors. Over time, your environment becomes the silent architect of your future. Either keeps you trapped in cycles of average or propels you into realms of excellence. When your environment aligns with your purpose, success becomes natural. Progress becomes effortless. You stop fighting for motivation because everything around you feeds it. And this is the ultimate truth. No one becomes unstoppable alone. Every legendary individual rose from the support of an empowering environment, mentors, peers, networks, and spaces that nurtured their vision until it became reality. Create an environment that pushes you, supports you, and reminds you daily who you are becoming. Because when your surroundings empower you, you won't just move forward, you'll soar. Visionary purpose is the blazing inner fire that drives unstoppable people. It is the deep, soul-level why behind everything they do, the reason they wake up early, push through pain, and keep going when everyone else quits. While most people drift through life reacting to circumstances, unstoppable move with intention because they are anchored to a clear and powerful purpose. Purpose is not about chasing fame, money, or applause. Those things are temporary. They can vanish in an instant. True purpose is rooted in meaning. It's about becoming who you were meant to be and doing the work you were born to do. It's about creating something bigger than yourself, something that outlives you. When you are connected to that level of purpose, nothing can stop you because you are no longer chasing goals. You are fulfilling destiny. A visionary purpose gives you unshakable direction. Most people waste years wandering because they don't know where they are going. They keep changing paths, chasing trends, and starting over because they lack a clear target. The unstoppable live like guided missiles. They lock onto their vision and pursue it relentlessly. Purpose acts as a compass in the storms of life, keeping them steady when circumstances get chaotic. And here's what makes visionary purpose so powerful. It gives meaning to struggle. When you know why you are doing something, you can endure almost anyhow. Pain becomes bearable. Setbacks become stepping stones. Sacrifice becomes sacred. While others see obstacles as reasons to quit, the unstoppable see them as proof that their purpose is worth fighting for. Every hardship becomes fuel to go harder, not excuses to stop. Visionary purpose also awakens passion. It turns work into a mission and effort into devotion. People without purpose burn out because they are running on willpower alone. But people with purpose are powered by passion. They don't have to push themselves every day. Their vision pulls them forward. This is why unstoppable individuals seem tireless. They are not chasing success, they are serving something they believe in with their whole heart. And here's something extraordinary: purpose gives you magnetic influence. When you live with visionary purpose, people feel it. They see the fire in your eyes, they hear the conviction in your words, and they are drawn to your energy. Your purpose becomes contagious. It inspires others to believe in their own potential. That is how leaders are born, not through titles, through a purpose so strong it lights the way for others. To discover this kind of purpose, you must look inward. Ask yourself, what ignites my soul? What would I fight for even if no one clapped? What legacy do I want to leave behind? Your purpose is often hidden inside your pain, your passion, and your unique gifts. It's the place where what the world needs and what you love collide. When you find that intersection, you have found the reason you are here. And once you discover it, guard it. Protect it from doubt, from distraction, from the noise of the world trying to pull you away. Write it down, speak it out loud, and remind yourself of it every single day. Let it shape your goals, guide your decisions, and fuel your discipline. Because when your purpose becomes bigger than your fear, bigger than your excuses, and bigger than your comfort, nothing can stop you. Visionary purpose turns ordinary lives into legends. It transforms work into legacy, struggle into strength, and dreams into reality. When you are driven by purpose, you are no longer just living. You are leading, impacting, and transforming the world. When your vision is clear and your purpose burns bright, you become truly unstoppable. As we reach the end of this transformative journey, remember that becoming a better version of yourself is not about sudden leaps or overnight success. It's about the small, powerful steps you take every single day. Each of these 7 morning rituals is a seed of greatness planted into the soil of your daily routine. Running to the park and with patience, discipline, and belief, they will bloom into habits that shape the life you've always dreamed of. There will be days when motivation fades, when challenges feel heavier than your strength, and that's exactly when you must return to these morning foundations. Because they aren't just habits, they are a declaration that you matter, your dreams matter, and your future is worth fighting for. So, rise each morning with renewed purpose. Protect your energy, nourish your mind, move your body, and reconnect with your deepest vision. In doing so, you're not just transforming your mornings, you're reshaping your destiny. Let every sunrise remind you today is your chance to rise stronger, shine brighter, and move one step closer to the extraordinary life that awaits you.